This episode of the Guy Pot is brought to you by the Shops at Coldwater and Citadel Insurance Group, an Allstate agency. Citadel can take care of all of your insurance needs, from auto and homeowners to boats and life insurance and everything in between. Call 256-826-5309 to speak to one of our trusted advisors to see if Citadel can get you in a better place on your insurance. Citadel Insurance Group is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 6. The Shops at Coldwater, one of a handful of retail incubators in Alabama, is the home to a highly curated gift shop and boutique located in beautiful, historic downtown Tuscumbia, Alabama. They specialize in gifts for everyone in the family, on-trend clothing for women and kids, and have a unique mix of snacks, including glass bottle Sundrop and Frios Gourmet Pops. Stop in at 109 East 6th Street in Tuscumbia and see what everyone's talking about. The Shops at Coldwater are open Tuesday through Saturday, 10-ish to 6-ish, and Sundays and Mondays when they feel like it. And now, here are your hosts of the Guy Pod, Josh Kelly, Skip Nichols, and Adam Gooch.
What's up?
Guy Pod, I'm Skip Nichols.
Josh Kelly.
Adam Gooch.
Technical difficulties, guys.
What's up, everybody? It's so funny because, like, we can test things and it works perfectly at like 2 o'clock in the day. It works perfectly at night, 5 minutes before, 2 minutes before. Everything breaks every time without fail. But guess whose fault is it not this time? Look at that.
Yeah, and it's not your fault because, let's see, what did you buy?
I bought AirPods.
And that's what you made fun of me for owning?
Here's the thing. I made fun of the ones that you have that hang down like there's something about Mary. I got the little ones.
Yeah, you got the little one. Yeah, okay.
What sucks is I can't keep these in my ear. They keep falling out. So I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with that.
Well, you know what would stay in your ear? The ones like I have.
Well, anyways, that's what we're dealing with. At least you can hear me.
We can.
And I'm not fragging out the whole system.
Yes. So we're super excited about that.
Yeah. Well, fun times. You know, I am over the quarantine. I think I've said that every episode so far. In case you didn't hear it, I'm for sure over it. And I'm ready to get back to some resemblance of normal.
Amen, brother.
Which, hey, we're rolling it back out. Phase 1's getting ready to launch.
I'm ready.
And I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
That's
Phase 1, actually, I read through the document today. It was like 119 pages.
Of course you read it. I got the Cliff Note version. I just read a Facebook post about it.
So it's got to be right.
Yeah. You know, I actually, I just have big hair. My head is normal size. I just have a large hair, Hunt. But for those of you that can't see this, and you listen to it, it said, Hunt Roberts said they're the same size. Josh's head's just extra large.
So, hey, for everybody that's watching us that might not be on the mainstream, if you want to jump over to the mainstream on the Guy Pod page rather than watch it in the watch party, you can actually participate in the episode with us. You can jump in the comments and we'll actually be able to interact with you. If you make comments over in the watch party, then we can't see what's going on. So jump over to the mainstream if you want to be a part of the action tonight. And when you jump over there, make sure that you give StreamYard permission to post on your behalf. That way we can see who you are in the stream.
That's right. You know, I've got a funny story. I've got a funny dad story that happened a couple days ago. So my youngest daughter, those of you who don't know, I've got 3 daughters. They're 4, 8, and 12. I have to look up because that helps me think. kind of like turning the radio down when you're looking for something in the car. It helps you see
Yeah.
better. So I'm going to quit saying here's the thing because Brock Trotter has. So there are certain words in my vocabulary, and I say here's the thing. I say that a lot. That's one of my words, and also I say also too, which I realize also too is I don't know what it is, but I say it, so that's my words.
It's redundant.
You know what?
Means two.
I'm not gonna quit saying it. So here's the thing. My 4-year-old, as a parent, as a dad, we have to say things to other human beings that we shouldn't have to say
That's
at
true.
all. Like don't put chili in your armpit, Sadie. That's an actual statement I've said to my daughter. And if she's sitting at the table one day, just putting chili in her armpit, and don't know why.
Why
She
not?
didn't know why. I had to tell her don't do that. So we have rules. We have rules to keep them from hurting themselves, keep them from hurting somebody else, to not break things. There's all kinds of things why we have rules. Well, one of my rules is, hey, you can't take your tablet in the bathtub. I know that's, extreme, but so hey, Sophia, she's got a RCA Voyager tablet because the iPads got destroyed real quick, and they're $500, and the Voyager tablet's $36.98 shipped. And so got it in December. It's Christmas, and of course she comes out the other night. Dad, I've kind of something's happened. I'm like, what'd you do? Just tell me. She didn't want to tell me what happened. And so this whole time the tablet's in the bathtub. So of course I have a dad moment, and I kind of lose my mind for a second. I was like, that's why we've got rules, and I'm, doing this, and Tasha telling me to calm down. It's a $30 tablet, but I was like, it's not the point. It's, and so I take it apart, and I've got it. I unhook the battery real fast, and I do all this stuff, and so anyways, I lay it out. I put it on some rice to help suck the water out of it, which never works. I'm not really sure if that's a thing, but that's what people do, so I did it, and we had some. And we're not going to eat it. I mean, I don't know why we had rice. And so nobody really eats rice anyways. So I did that. Of course, it didn't work. So then I had, we had a moment where she was kind of like, hey, Dad, what about me a new tablet? And I'm like, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You're not getting a new tablet. And she was like, I don't understand. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm not buying you one. Like, your birthday's in the end of June. You could ask me for one. I might buy you another one then. And I said, but here's an alternative. Go get your piggy bank. She's like, all right. So we counted out her change, her pennies, and her dollars and everything. She had like $31 in there. I said, here's the thing. You could give me all your money, and I'll order you a tablet. She was like, okay, that works. So I found the exact same tablet at Walmart. It was $38 and some change shipped. And I said, here's the deal. I'm keeping all of this, and you owe me $7. She was like, okay, that works. And so I ordered the tablet. It'll be here Thursday. She got a purple one this time instead of pink. But so when she was ready to leave my room, she walked over and started picking up that money. I said, no, wait a second. So that's my money. She said, no, this came from my piggy bank. I said, no, that's my money now. So we had this big, moment where I had to explain to her, I'm taking all of your money because I used my debit card to buy you a new tablet. That was a trade, and she didn't like it. Then she started crying again, and so that was my dad moment for the week.
I got one of those.
It sounded kind of like that, which made me almost want to cry. And then I was like, I had to stick to my guns.
Liam has been. I had a similar story, except we had to have a dad moment about gambling. So
that's awesome.
Liam is he's quite the little athlete to be 6. So we've had some pretty fierce horse battles between me and Liam. He's got the little miniature NBA goal on his wall in his bedroom, always hustling, baby. And so we'll have like the little miniature basketball. We're sitting there going to town, playing horse, playing dog, pig, whatever. Well, he started getting to the point where he wanted to bet me stuff. And I told him, I was like, here's the deal, man. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Gooches, if we make a bet you pay up. That's just how it works. If you say you're going to do this, you're going to pay me the money. Okay, we'll do it. I was like, all right, what do you want to bet? I'll bet you $1 that I beat you this game. That went on until he owed me $5. Well, then I had to explain to him what double or nothing meant. I said, okay, I tell you what, we'll go double or nothing. If you beat me, or no, if you hit this shot, whoever hits this shot first, double or nothing, I either get double your money or you don't have to give me anything, right? He's all in. Like, he's a gambler, baby. He's pushing it. Well, he almost beat me because he's pretty good. And it was some dumb shot, bouncing the ball off the carpet, off the wall, into the goal kind of thing. And but I ended up beating him. So then as I'm going to walk out, I grab the money out of his piggy bank and I'm walking out. And he freaks out. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, you bet me. Then he starts going into, well, I didn't explain good enough what double or nothing meant that he didn't really understand. And so Brittany got on to me and I gave him his money back. But he knows now you don't gamble unless you're ready to lose it.
Yeah, I'm like, if we're at a store or something, and when the kid's like, "Oh, I want this," I'm like, "You're not getting anything." It's like, "I'll pay for it, but I don't have my money with me." Like, I'm the classic. I'll forget about it. But like Tasha, when we get home, she's like, "Go get your piggy bank." Like, she's like counts out the change, the exact thing. So
she's the debt collector. She's the heavy.
Oh yeah, it's so funny how it's so different in like differences in family. So like my family, like we're out somewhere and we'll fight each other over who gets to pay, right? Like, no, I'm paying, like if we're going somewhere and you're riding with me and you try to give me gas money, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I got this. I'm buying dinner or whatever. And like her and her family, like they'll count it out and get a calculator out and, okay, yours was 862, yours is 862, yours was, and it's neat how, it's not right or wrong. It's just everybody's different, right? Everybody's family's different. Every person is different, but it's kind of funny. Like her and her family will sell each other stuff. Like if somebody, here you have it, they're like, well, it's $20, and it's just the way they do, but it's funny. So Tasha's the debt collector.
But I agree. Like I think that teaches your kids the value of money. Like,
oh yeah,
if you say you're going to spend your money on it,
absolutely,
you're going to spend your money on it. Like, that's just the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Carson, so we got a text today. My boys were at their grandparents' last night, and we get this random text today that I don't know why, and maybe it's just like maybe it's a preteen thing, but Carson has gotten obsessed with Hot Topic T-shirts, and so he will get on Hot Topic and like go through all their shirts, which it's all like the goofy graphic tees from whatever movie or TV show. And he had this one he wanted. He's like, can I buy it? I'll use my money. I'm like, well, how much is it? And he's like, it's only like $28. I'm like, no, you're not buying some stupid T-shirt. I'll spend my money though. So then we have to have the conversation of how valuable money is and what we don't spend it on. So,
I've spent $28 on a T-shirt before. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I might have ordered a Tiger King T-shirt yesterday that was $32.
I'm kind of jealous of that.
Just that if you like my skinny jeans.
So I feel kind of left out because you guys are teaching all these basic lessons at home during quarantine, and my kids like grown and living on their own 3.5, 4 hours away. And about the only thing that has really happened between she and I is that she, of course, stuck in the house down there. They've even got a curfew in Montgomery. They can't be out after a certain time for anything. And so she'll text me, say, because we share an Amazon Prime account on her Fire Stick down there at her place. And she's like, can I rent this movie? And I'm like, yes. And so 5 or 6 days roll by and she's rented these movies, and all of a sudden I get this Venmo payment. And I'm like, Abby, you did not have to send $15 for these movies that you're watching in quarantine. I mean, you really did not have to do that. Her response was, but I am a responsible adult.
There you
Well,
go. Well, see, you taught the lessons we're teaching early
Yeah.
on, so now
See.
your kid Venmos you money.
Yeah.
you're feeling the fruits of that.
Yeah.
Apparently.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I feel her pain. We've been rocking some movies out in quarantine, and it's been.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to the point that I'm paying for them yet because we all know I'm the cheap one. But I have found
That's
the
an
bottom
understatement for the record.
Yeah.
He squeaks when he walks.
Yeah, but I've found the bottom of Netflix. I found
yeah.
it. Have been wearing Hulu out. I've got Prime. I've got Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
Can I say that Disney Plus peaked with Mandalorian?
Yes, and I
Yeah.
agree.
Can I say that out loud?
Yeah.
Yep.
Season 2 is coming.
It is.
There's really, I mean, my kids watch it. My middle one and my youngest one wear it out, but I've kind of not really found anything that was very interesting outside of that.
Yeah. I like being
I mean,
able to look back at some of the old movies.
I mean, some of the classics are cool and things like that. I watched a good movie. Well, I don't know if it was a good movie. I watched a movie, Code 8 on Netflix. It was like a serious X-Men movie.
Right.
They have powers, but it was a little different. It's got the guy from Fast and Furious, Han, in it.
Yep.
It was pretty good. I tell you a movie that I'm not ashamed to say that I loved, that I paid $19.95 to rent, was Trolls World Tour.
Yep.
Oh, that's
It
a
was good.
theatrical movie you can rent now, huh?
It was good. We watched it 3 times because it's a 2-day rental.
Yeah.
And it was great music. It was funny. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah. What's a Timberlake
So-
flick? Timberlake's
Oh, yeah.
opinion.
Another thing about Netflix, I don't know if y'all really, you say you found the bottom of it. You go down on the main screen, go down to about that 7th or 8th row where it's like odd picks for you or whatever, and you scroll all the way to the right,
Yep.
and it's some 1937 horror flick that's in black and white.
Yeah.
And like, where do they find all this stuff?
Well, now I noticed just this week as I was going through Netflix, because I think I don't know if it's because they haven't had new content. I went to 3 different TV series in a row that looked good, but that what they're doing now is they're taking these foreign like TV shows or movies or whatever, and they're just overdubbing them with English.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like
I will-
releasing them. But now the lips and stuff are off and I can't watch it.
See, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at
I
all. I've started Money Heist, and it's solid. It's set
Is it
in
that way?
Spain. It's set in Spain.
Okay.
It's solid, but it's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good, but I don't.
Yeah.
I have, with having young kids, I cannot watch a show without the captions on, anyways.
Yep.
And so I read. I don't know. It's just the way my brain works now, so I don't really look at their mouth.
Yeah.
So
The Valhalla Murders was one I tried to start, but it's like a Swedish like TV series that they just have like actors speaking over what they're saying, and I had to stop
Yeah.
watching. Like, I can't do this.
I don't mind those. I don't mind those at all. I watched this Turkish superhero movie guy on this one series. It was so bad that it was good, and I couldn't quit watching it. You know, what I like doing on Netflix is I'll go to TV shows that like I watched live, like different shows or movies, and I'll click on it, and then it's got the ones like it down at the
Oh
bottom.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
how I end up finding a lot of stuff. You know,
Yep.
I have recycled a bunch of movies that, so we've talked about this before. We've talked about, our favorite movies and all of that. And I'll watch a movie 58 bazillion times. Once Tasha watches it once, she's dead to it. It's dead to her, But, I think something fun to talk about would be movie scenes. We've talked about favorite movies. I think we've even done different genre movies. What if we broke down favorite movie scenes in different genres?
I could probably do. I could go that.
All right.
I mean, because that's something we've never talked about. I think it's something we can all agree on in some form or fashion. I'm not saying we rank them in order, I'm not saying we don't rank them in order, but I think that we should. I don't know. I'm sure we'll turn this into some kind of competition somehow or another. But
Speaking of competitions, guess who won?
I think Gooch won
won what?
the band name.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Sorry, baby.
I still
The
say
Red,
more merchandise, but
the Red Wings of Temple Nirvana took the championship.
I will
Whatever.
concede
Nobody
that,
cares.
I will concede that the
Okay.
most dead people won.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Gooch won. What if we do this? What if we talk about comedy scenes? We're
Okay.
talking about scenes, not lines. Now, the line can be part of the scene,
Right.
but we're talking about scenes. Do comedy, fight, action, and then like just for the ladies, let's go chick flick emotional scenes. No
Emo-
scary stuff. Let's just go comedy, fight, action, and then chick flick emotional. How about that?
Okay.
Sounds good. Hey, you guys get your list together, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. How's that sound?
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's face it, sometimes local is just better. Locally grown, locally sourced, shop local, eat local. But what about local expertise? At Allstate, Josh Kelly is just that, a local. So contact Tuscumbia Allstate agent Josh Kelly today so he can help you with protection that's right for you and the things you love most. His team can be reached at 256-826-5309. Allstate, are you in good hands? Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Also, too,
We're back.
I love that all the Easter candy is 50% off right now, and I will fight you if you don't think the red and blue night crawlers are the best out of all the colors.
They are good. I'll agree with that.
So let's start with comedy, right?
Okay.
And I'll go first. I'll be Mario. We've got some comments here. Joe Sutter, Inigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepared to die. That's a great scene. Now which scene is it though?
It says a lot.
Because it says it a lot, and I don't know if I would consider that a comedy yet. At that point, maybe that falls under action.
I think it's a comedy.
I would say I'm talking about the scene.
Okay, yeah.
I'm talking about the scene now, because at the end when he finally gets to say it, like I was like,
yeah.
Like that was a serious scene. Like that was pretty fun. But I'm gonna start with 40-Year-Old Virgin. The scene where he's laid back on the table and she's waxing his chest and he hollers out Kelly Clarkson.
Hilarious.
I'm gonna tell you, like I feel like I have a lot of humor in my life. It is a constant riff back and forth all day. Me and Skip in the office together. All my friends, everybody I hang out, we always laugh and joke with each other. So when I see something funny, I'm at the point where it takes a lot to, I don't mean this to sound, whatever, but it takes a lot to get me to really hee-haw laugh.
Uh-huh.
That scene, when she rips that off and he hollers Kelly Clarkson, is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
And that whole thing that whole scene was improvised.
Yeah. I mean, just the comedic brilliance of that guy in that moment.
Oh yeah.
For Steve to holler out Kelly Clarkson. I mean, it's just I'll never forget that.
That is awesome. Also,
it's arguably what really made her famous.
Well, maybe.
It's what they say. It's what they say.
Who's they?
Maybe.
It's what they say.
It's the people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people. The people.
Yeah.
I have spoken.
I think
what else? Comedy scenes.
so. I don't know why when I think one of the funniest scenes that just stands out in my mind, and it's one of the movies that I can watch over and over and over, and it's funny to me every time. From The Hangover, the scene where Alan, who's played by Zach Galifianakis, who's hilarious, is in the
2
casino.
points for saying that correctly, by the way.
Oh yeah, thank you, appreciate that. And they're getting ready for the casino. And he's talking about counting cards, and Phil's basically telling him that's illegal. You can't do that. And he tells him, he's like, it's not illegal. It's just frowned upon, like masturbating in an airplane. And Phil tells him, he's like, well, I think that's illegal too. And he's like, yeah, maybe after 9/11. Thanks, Bin Laden. You know.
That makes me laugh out loud remembering it.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks, Bin Laden.
that is great.
Hangover.
I mean, there's movies like The Hangover are just constant. You know, even like Step Brothers.
Oh yeah.
I can't name one scene in Step Brothers that is my favorite. I can name lots of scenes in Step Brothers that I love, but like I can't I feel like that way about the Hangover movies.
Yeah.
I'm not going to describe this, but the opening scene of the last one, where he's laid in the floor and the monkey comes over. If you've not seen that last one, I'm not going to describe it, but like that, I mean, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
definitely.
What you got, Skip?
Golly. Well, as we've talked about in the past, I'm a big Monty Python fan. So and I've not just seen the Holy Grail. I've seen all of them and every documentary and all of the Flying Circus episodes. So I really like Monty Python. But I kind of think, and this kind of doubles as a little bit as a fight scene too. But the Black Knight scene in the Holy Grail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When
King Arthur's trying to cross the little bridge there, and John Cleese as the Black Knight is like, no, bud. And then they get in a massive sword fight. Dude loses his arm, and it's like it's just but a scratch. It's a flesh wound. I've had worse. I mean,
I've got that T-shirt.
The quick banter, the British comedy associated with that, and then he gets him all the way down to he's just a body with no arms and legs, and he's still wanting to fight. That's
my favorite line in that whole scene is once they've cut his arms off and his legs off, and he's just like a torso sitting there. As King Arthur and Patsy are like walking past him, he yells at him. He's like, "Come back here! I'll bite your legs off."
Yes.
Hey, put Thad Boughton's comment up on the screen, because I think this needs this deems highlighting. The toilet scene from Dumb and Dumber, where he's man, that and leading up to it, where he's like pouring the stuff in the bottle, and he's like, he's like pouring the X-Lax in there. That's a classic. That's a good one.
Also, I just got called out by Dustin Box for choosing Monty Python over Kevin Smith because, as you all know, I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. But I also wanted to keep the podcast rated for everyone. And if I had told my favorite scene about a Kevin Smith movie, we would not have kept our family rating. So yes, Dustin, probably my favorite comedy scene of all are several of Kevin Smith's, but not quite suitable for the Guy Pod, but absolutely.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Real quick reminder, if you're on one of our watch parties, if you want to comment where everybody can see it, that's on right now, jump over to the main feed of the Guy Pod so we can see your post, and if it's good, we'll pop it up on the screen.
My favorite, you were talking about Dumb and Dumber. One of the best scenes in that whole movie is the very last scene. Once they're leaving Colorado, they're feeling dejected, they're walking home, and they're all down on their luck, and the big bus, the tour bus of like Hawaiian Tropic models pulls up and is like asking for 2 oil boys. And he sends them to go to the next town. And that's what he tells me. He's like, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself.
Those are great movies.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines from that movie is, "So you're saying there's a chance?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I tell you a movie that and this is probably bad that my mom let me watch this when I was younger. if she knew what was in the movie, she wouldn't have. But Happy Gilmore,
Oh yeah.
there's so many funny things about Happy Gilmore, but the scene where he's putting and he gets down on the ground, he's like, "Go to your home, ball. Go to your home." He's like, that's a good one. The Bob Barker scene.
Yeah, the fight scene. with Bob-
The Price is Wrong. Oh
yeah.
man, that's so awesome. I tell you, another great one. Oh, the Frankie Beans. That's right. That's a good one, Chad or Natalie, whoever. We don't know. You have a joint Facebook account. We're not sure who it is.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody made a comment about my earbuds are bothering me. It's not that they're bothering me. What happens is I put them in and they just slowly start to come out. I don't know. I've never wore earbuds before. I'm new to this game, and so far I don't like them.
It still sounds 1,000 times better than the 20-minute session we had with your Beats last week.
You know, I feel bad about my Beats. Sadie asked me if she could have them now. I'm like, you can borrow them, but you can't have them
Oh, you
because I might need them later.
I may need those later. I may need I may need the Beatles White Album on 8-track.
What? What? Go ahead. I've got so many here. Like I can just keep going. You have to cut me
I
off.
can't remember. I think it's. I don't know which Meet the Fockers it is, but they said something about Mary, and it's making me think of it. Which one is the one where he's talking about like you can pretty much milk anything with nipples?
That's
The cats. Were you talking about milking the cats?
Yeah.
yeah. And the funny part is De Niro.
De Niro, yeah. Yeah, I've got nipples, Greg. You want to milk me?
Yeah, that's so great. So I've got a friend of mine. Well, actually, you know him. He goes to church with us, Otis Clark.
Oh yeah.
Otis Clark is Robert De Niro from Meet the Fockers. Like he is him. If you're ever around him, hanging out with him, that's him. That's him in real life, and it's really funny. Like he shakes your hand, he breaks your fingers, and all of that. I keep going back to Adam Sandler. And Adam Sandler used to be hilarious.
Yes,
and then he got weird. Now he's not funny anymore. I don't know.
These are horrible.
Like it all went downhill after Punch Drunk Love. It all went downhill after that. I think we talked about that before. But Billy Madison, when they're doing the academic decathlon, and the guy that's doing it is like, that's the most stupid, idiotic, and he like goes on for like I've ever heard. We're all dumber after listening to you. You know, so that was a good scene.
That was good.
Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Thad's on it tonight. Old school,
yeah,
awesome movie.
Old school.
Old
Man,
School's a good movie.
we're going streaking.
Skip actually came to work dressed as
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank one time. One year for Halloween, we all dressed up as Will Ferrell characters. I was Ron Burgundy, of course. It was that was a lot of fun. What about taking it back to my childhood? Ace Ventura bending over and talking out of his butt.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I still laugh at that.
Oh yeah, for sure. They don't make comedies like they did when we were coming up.
No.
I think comedy goes through these golden ages. Like you can go back to the 70s, like SNL funny, and then you kind of had this gap, you know. Then you hit 90s funny with like the Adam Sandlers, the Chris Farleys, like that whole segment of, and then like you go through these gaps in comedy, I think.
Oh yeah. My generation, way back when, since I'm the oldest of all of us,
Some things for black and white.
when things were in black and white, you know, in the mid to late 70s, they started everything. All the big box office hits in the early 70s were these big, towering inferno, these tragedies, all this kind of stuff, and then movies like Caddyshack and Stripes and Animal House and Porky's and stuff like that starts coming on the scene. It completely changed.
Yeah.
The comedy movie genre. I mean, even early 70s big comedy movie. I mean, MASH was a comedy movie, but it's still about war and dying.
Right.
So it kind of changed the clip just a little bit back in my day, and also the gratuitous nudity jumped in there.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
That was a thing.
Thinking back, somebody posted any Chris Farley movie scene ever. Josh Mitchell posted. I mean, that's true. You think about him. How sad is that? I mean, he wasn't even in his prime yet.
No.
What a waste, man. Not to be a Debbie Downer here, but what a waste of talent, because like he would, I mean, I feel like that guy would still be crushing it.
Yeah.
You know, still crushing it. You know, Blazing Saddles. God, what a great movie.
Oh man, you cannot. Joe's got hit it on the head there. You could not make an Animal House or a Blazing Saddles movie in today's.
You can't be you can't be politically correct.
It would not happen.
No, it just, it's not a thing. It just wouldn't work.
Dustin Barnes, Farley's best work, Matt Foley, though.
Oh,
yeah, but here's the thing: we can't talk about it because it's not a movie.
That's right.
That's true.
Against the rules.
I'm
going to put in some larger ear. What do you call these?
I don't know.
Tips.
Ear holes. Ear
The
cover.
tip in right here. Hang on.
Tip.
Oh God! Oh God! So it came out in my. Oh God! It's stuck in my ear. Okay. One time I had to get tweezers because my oldest daughter got Reese's Pieces stuck up her nose, and then she got some stuck in her ear hole and stuff like that. I don't think you're a father until you have gotten the old tweezers to get something out of your kids' orifices.
So you just said something that made me think of another like iconic comedy movie moment, and it's American Pie. This one time at band camp.
Absolutely. This one time at band camp.
That was. Yeah, that there's a few iconic moments from that, and it was so over the line when it came out.
Oh,
and then when you go back and watch it now, obviously it's still risque, but it pales in comparison to some of the things you see now.
It's definitely kind of tame now.
Yeah. Like Bart Simpson humor used to be that parents wouldn't let you watch him.
Eat my shorts.
Yeah, and then that's how it goes. But,
yeah, and I think The Simpsons is the longest running primetime show on TV right now.
I think it is. You're right.
Like 24 years, something like no, 30-something years.
It came out when I was in. It came out when I was in kindergarten.
1980.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I was born in '83, so it came out in '88-ish.
88, right in there. Yeah.
So
that's 30 years.
Yeah. I'm 37, so am I 37? Yeah, I'm 37.
Chad and Ellie is just like warm apple pie.
That's it. What about the Ted movies? Now, this we can't talk about
We can't
because they're horrible, and the kids don't watch it. Don't let your kids. But Ted 2,
Oh,
like it just caught me off guard. The whole thing caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for it. I cried. I laughed so hard.
one of the few times the sequel was much better than the first one too.
Oh my gosh, man! Yeah. I'm gonna go out with a classic scene on comedy because we got to keep it to an hour. Super Bad when he walks up and shows them his
McLovin.
his ID. He says, "What are you an Irish? What did he call him? An Irish gangster or a Irish pimp?" I can't remember what he said, but he's like, "Yeah, McLovin." You know, and so that scene is probably one of my favorite scenes of all time. Period. Much less a comedy scene.
Love it. Okay. So next category, Alex.
Okay.
Fight scene.
Fight scenes.
I got a bunch on this. This is my favorite type of movie. As you know, my favorite type of movie is fighting and action and all of that. Like, I'm gonna quit talking for a minute just because I feel like I over talk anyways. Because I maybe not stop on this.
So that means you're loading the cannons. Okay, Gooch, fight scene.
I'm going to. We talk about how they don't make movies like they used to, but action movies. I'm going to put John Wick with any action movie of all time. Mm-hmm. And so if we're talking action scenes, the scene where he's fighting through the club.
Which one? The pencil?
No.
We've got the pencil?
No, where he's got the gun. Where he's having to walk his way through.
Baba Yaga?
Yeah, like.
Did I say that right?
It's a
a different fight scene, right? So like it's all shooting. But John Wick is a bad man.
Yes.
Like, that is.
I love like that whole movie. I think we can consider a fight scene,
Yes, that's
an
true.
action scene.
Yeah.
It's good.
If you hadn't
It's
seen John
good.
Wick, shame on you.
Definitely.
That's one of those movies I can watch whenever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
If it's on, I'm watching it.
Okay, so fight scenes where we are, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this one out there. My guy compadres are gonna laugh at me, but it is what
Won't
it
be the
is.
first time.
I love the final fight scene from the original Karate Kid.
Okay.
The crane kick.
Okay.
Crane kick scene and Miyagi over there shaking his head and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and of course it was, my early high school years when y'all were in second grade or whatever, or maybe even.
I had the video game on Nintendo. I couldn't ever get past the part where you had to do the swoosh with the big metal blade coming by. I could never get past that. It was really hard.
So
I don't know why I remember that part, but
yeah. So that is one of my favorite fight scenes of all time in any movie
Yeah.
ever, and also it's Cobra Kai, the series that's out following them up is excellent as well.
I hadn't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard it's good.
Season 3 is supposed to drop in like September, so I'm kind of excited about that.
All right, so it's my turn.
So just
300
of this
Go ahead.
right here.
Oh, how funny! So when 300 came out, so at the time, so Josh, that's Tasha's little brother. That's my little brother-in-law. He was actually living with us at the time. His stepmom had an accident, and they were in the hospital. He was living with us, and when that movie came out, he was, I don't know, 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that. He was a little squirt, couldn't drive. He was 12, 13. When that movie came out, me and him went and watched it. And then we went back and watched it the next day. I think we went to the movie theaters and watched that like 6, 7 times. We fought with swords out in the backyard. Like but that's one of my all-time favorite movies. But the best scene is, where he's like, this is where we fight, and then that part where he's like, says something about we'll have to fight in the dark. They're talking about turning off the lights or something. Our arrows are gonna we'll have to fight. That whole battle scene is
Well, it's 300 versus 300,000.
man. That whole movie, man, is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like that, I went so far. Like we took and like drank out of bowls. Like I cut myself and cauterized it with a piece of steel I heated up on the stove. Like it was ridiculous.
You took it a little too far, didn't you?
I did.
Like a lot of things.
I usually do.
Yeah.
Roadhouse fight scene.
So
Which one?
I don't know if that's Chad or Natalie or which fight scene. So I don't know which one you're asking.
Is that a thing that we should start doing from now
Yeah.
on? My favorite is they can't defend. It's mostly Chad can't defend himself.
Yeah.
Other than type in the comments. He doesn't have a microphone.
I'm not fighting Natalie ever.
Yeah, no.
She'd cut you.
What about in Matrix, where he's doing this
Oh, yeah.
with the bullet?
Bullet.
That's a great
best-
scene.
The best Matrix fight scene is when Agent Smith is like replicating himself and Neo has to fight all the Agent Smiths. That's the best fight scene.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Here's one we were not expecting. Ralph beating up the bully in A Christmas Story.
Hey,
That was a good fight.
that's a good fight.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah.
That's a real good one. What about
Everybody, come on.
here's an obscure one. Desperado, Antonio Banderas, in the bar when he's got the guitar gun and he's like taking everybody out. That's a great movie.
Yeah,
Plus, he's very sexy while he's doing it the whole time.
And on that note, we're going to take a little break.
Great place to end it. I'm thinking about that. Has anybody seen that Saturday Night Live skit where he's like, "Don't do it. It's too sexy. It's too sexy," and he like takes it. Nobody's ever seen that. Okay, don't. Let me know if you've seen that in the comments because it's a great thing.
Just you. We'll be right back, folks.
Okay.
Y'all stay with us.
Let's face it, sometimes local is just better. Locally grown, locally sourced, shop local, eat local. But what about local expertise? At Allstate, Josh Kelly is just that, a local. So contact Tuscumbia Allstate agent Josh Kelly today so he can help you with protection that's right for you and the things you love most. His team can be reached at 256-826-5309. Allstate, are you in good hands? Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
It's that availability that's getting us right now.
It is.
Yeah, that's a fact. So I've been battling. I figured out why one of these ear pods was jacking me up. So there was this little plastic thingy in there.
That wasn't supposed to be?
No, it wasn't supposed to be in there.
So you thoroughly read the instructions when you bought them.
Wow, I can hear so much better now. So, here's the thing. When you pay over $200 for a set of headphones, like, I've been, like, mildly, what's the word? Underwhelmed. That's the word I'm looking for with these AirPods.
Well, it's because you're afraid people are going to see you wearing them.
Yeah. So let's talk about something else. What about Braveheart, where that final fight scene, where he's they're like charging in?
Yeah,
that's great.
So,
hey,
jumping to action movies now.
Here's the thing. I don't know the difference between action and fight. I shouldn't have said that. So I'm going to mix them both together.
Okay.
Anyways, but here is a.
We'll make it.
Make it equals. Make it equals. At the end of that fight scene, one of them where he's seeing what's his name ride off, where he had the helmet on, and it was his buddy that's supposed to be his friend, and the look on his face. You know what I'm talking about in Braveheart? His heart's broken.
Yep.
I cry every time. What about the Bourne movies? Bourne movies.
One of them.
They're constant. There's this one fight scene though. It's kind of an action scene where I don't know where they are, but they're like chasing each other. They're running in between buildings and all that kind of stuff.
In India.
It's in India. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I love that scene.
No doubt.
I love that scene. Why is it that every fight movie, every action movie, people are on top of a train fighting?
It's like in the handbook.
Like you've got to have that.
You got to have a train fight scene. There's even a train fight scene in the movie Dogma by Kevin Smith.
That is
every good movies. You know what? We're gonna do an action movie. We got to do a train scene.
Yeah.
You're fighting on top of a train.
Absolutely.
I'm kind of over those.
So here's one that no one can deny about it being an awesome action scene.
Okay.
John McClane, Hans Gruber, Nakatomi Plaza, when Severus Snape falls off the building.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay.
That's a cool part.
That is a great scene. And the way they filmed that, they didn't tell him when he was going to be dropped. So that face is real.
Huh. I did not know that.
Oh, when he dropped Tom Green off the side?
Tom Green?
Yeah.
My bum is on the plant.
Hey, put Thad's comment up there. Thad's on fire tonight.
Classic.
There we go.
I got my hairs on my arm are raised up.
Yeah.
Another scene?
Screen.
Another scene? Another scene that is like that when it's in Tombstone when they're how funny you just popped that up there when I started saying it. In Tombstone when they're talking and Doc Holliday leans up and says, "I'm your Huckleberry."
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you can't beat Tombstone.
Strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
How about both?
That's one of the ones that makes me tear up though. Like that's an emotional scene. That's not.
It is.
Like that's one of those. It's like it gets you into like whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
Makes you clench your jaw a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a great movie, man.
So how about both the opening and closing dogfights in Top Gun?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Excellent action scenes and fight scenes. I guess they're fighting.
Absolutely.
I
When
love
was the new one coming out?
Yeah.
July or June 26th. If
June
COVID. So yeah.
Wow, that's oddly specific that you know that.
Well,
the exact date and
I got a reminder in my calendar because
of course you do. Of course you do. Have we told the story about the time when we had the apartment in Prattville when Tasha called?
I don't know, but I feel like you're going to. So
we opened up an agency in Prattville, Alabama. It was really funny how it happened because I was like, "Hey, Skip, we're opening up an agency in Prattville. You want to move to Prattville and open it and run it?" He's like, "I don't know. Let me think about it." He walks out of the my office and he turns back around and he said, "Yeah, I think so." And I was like, "Cool, all right." I was like, "We're gonna go Monday." So and this was like a Friday, and so he turns around, walks out, and he turns back and he said, "Hey, where's Prattville?" And so like it was really funny. And so like the next Monday, like we drove down there and we ended up renting an apartment, and like a week later he lived there. And so I instead of me getting a hotel, I just stayed there. We just had that apartment for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks when we first got it open. And it was like, my wife thinks it's so funny. Anytime any of me and my friends go somewhere, she's like, "What are y'all doing? Are y'all going to party?" Because she knows like we're like old dudes and like 9:30 we're asleep. And, you know, so she calls it, "Hey," it's like a Friday night. She's like, "Hey, what are you and Skip doing?" I was like, "I don't want to say." She's like, "No, for real, where you at?" So I don't want to say. And then she starts getting serious. I was like, "Well, currently we were sitting on Skip's couch, sharing a bowl of popcorn in our boxer shorts, watching some, I don't even know what movie. It doesn't matter what movie we were watching."
It was one of the Bourne movies.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was the
And,
new Bourne.
okay, so we were sitting there watching Bourne in our boxer shorts, sharing a bowl of popcorn on the couch, and it was like 9:00 at night on a Friday. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was. Hey, just a quick note for all of you folks that are over on the watch parties. I know we're getting some comments over there. If y'all will join the main feed, just go to the Guy Pod page and join the main feed there and watch us. You'll be able to put your comments up, and we'll be able to respond to you directly on screen. So make sure you jump over there and do that. Make sure you give StreamYard access to your Facebook page so they can so we can actually see who it is we're talking to.
Chad Smith made a comment, says, "Hey, I need to run some commercials on this." That is definitely available. So if anybody ever wants to advertise with us, we can be bought, and we'll say pretty much anything. That's been proven. So if you want to, just email us.
So long as it allows us to retain our family-friendly rating.
Correct. We don't say any swear words.
But we can be bought.
Who says swear words? I mean, like the actual term swear word, not actual swear words.
You and the lady that teaches school on the Little House on the Prairie.
Do you call them swear words or cuss words or curse words? What do you call it?
I grew up
Bad
in
words.
Greenville, so they're cuss words to me.
Cuss words?
Franklin County, that's cuss words.
They're
That's what
cuss
we say.
Yeah,
Okay. I've never thought about that. That's kind of like a buggy and shopping cart.
for sure.
We
Yeah.
should probably do a podcast on that if we haven't already, on different ways to say things.
This is true. Oh, Dustin.
Foul
Bach-
language.
language. Yeah.
Mm.
You got to hold your pinky out when you say it that way.
So, Thad's on Fire, and he has another one off my list. Mad Max Fury Road, the one that's got the British dude in it, and he wears the mask all the time. He doesn't talk. There at the end, that final scene where the guy's on the front of the big tractor trailer playing the guitar that's got fire shooting out of it, and he's got like his nipples pierced with chains hanging off of it, and they take spray paint, and like spray their face with it, and then they go fight people.
Yeah.
Like, I love that movie.
That's a
Yes,
good-
yes, Ashley, we are cheap. We can be bought, we can be rented, we can be leased.
Yeah.
It is true.
Hey, I've got an action scene. It's not a fight scene.
Go.
So the Italian Job, the one that's got Jason Statham in it, where they're in the Mini Coopers.
Yep.
Is that the Italian Job?
Yeah.
And
I
they're
think-
driving the Mini Coopers all around.
Yeah.
It's a great scene.
And
Great scene.
people started buying Mini Coopers left and right after that movie.
You know, surprisingly, Mini Coopers have lots of room in them for driving. Like, you can get a Mini Cooper. I'm a big dude, and I can slide the seat all the way back and not touch the pedals.
Yeah.
True story.
You're technically sitting in the back seat at that time, but yeah.
Well, that's a true story. Here's another action scene that's iconic, classic, and I guess it's an action scene. There's not a lot of action. Is when what's his name? Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible flies down into the vault room and he lands.
Oh yeah,
and he stops, and it's like, that's a great action scene.
That is great.
That is amazing. I'll tell you, another thing. Speaking of Tom Cruise, one that I missed on the comedy is when Ricky Bobby wrecks and he thinks he's on fire, and he jumps out and strips down, runs across the racetrack saying, "Help me, Tom Cruise!
Help me,
Oprah!" That's a good scene. That's a funny scene.
That's a great scene.
I think
why
does
Tom Cruise have to be crazy?
What was the last group that you said we were going to talk about? After action?
The last group is going to be
chick flick emotional type scenes.
Something that tears you up.
All right.
Yeah, like romantic or emotional.
Because this is like combo action, emotional. So I don't know if this is the segue, but it's still my favorite Patrick Swayze movie of all time. But the Point Break scene where
Ghost.
Bodhi, no, not Ghost.
Him and
Point Break. Bodhi's, they're all sitting on the beach, right? And he's talking about the big wave, and he's like doing this big speech where he's like, if you want the ultimate, you've got to be willing to pay the ultimate price. It's not tragic dying. It's not tragic to die doing what you love. Like, you talk about like motivating, like, again, one of those that like grabs you. And then the last scene in Point Break where Utah goes and like undoes the handcuffs and lets Bodhi hop on the surfboard and like paddle out into the big wave. Like, that's classic.
Yeah, and can we talk about how they ruined that movie with the remake?
They did.
I liked it.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Point Break.
You like canned cheese too, don't you?
Who doesn't? With the little tip on it, you can squirt it in your mouth. You're not American if you don't like that.
You've been a lot of tips.
So before we get over to the where we're going to start crying, we need to work in one more commercial, okay?
Get it?
Okay. I got a good one after the commercial. You're not ready for it.
We might be. You don't know.
Let's face it, sometimes local is just better. Locally grown, locally sourced, shop local, eat local. But what about local expertise? At Allstate, Josh Kelly is just that, a local. So contact Tuscumbia Allstate agent Josh Kelly today so he can help you with protection that's right for you and the things you love most. His team can be reached at 256-826-5309. Allstate, are you in good hands? Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
All right.
I muted you, Josh, because you were crunching ice during the commercial. Just wanted to point that
Oh,
out.
I didn't know they could hear me. Sorry. At least I wasn't doing something else like. But the all right. So I'm going cartoon first. Cartoon movies. The opening montage of Up.
Oh, yeah.
When they're going through their marriage and all that, and the infertility stuff and all of that.
Every time.
I mean, I cry. If we're being honest, if I'm being honest, here's the thing. I'm an emotional guy. I am. I'm emotional. I'm a crier. I am. I'm very emotional. I'll tell you another scene in a movie that gets me every time. So there's this Christmas special, Mickey Mouse, and I don't know if I can get through this. So Mickey and Minnie. So Minnie's got this locket, right? And she's got a rope around it. And Mickey's got this harmonica that he plays. So they're wanting to do something nice for Christmas. Mickey's working hard, and they don't have a lot of money. They're poor, and Minnie goes and sells her locket to buy a case for Mickey's harmonica. And Mickey sells his harmonica to buy her a chain for her locket. I'm tearing up. I'm not even playing. I'm tearing up. And then they get there and they open them together, and I can't say it without crying, but they have this part where she's like, I can't remember exactly how he says it, but it's something to the effect of, you're all the music I'll ever need, or you're all the something I'll ever need. And at that point in time when he says that, like, it's over with for me. Okay, I'm done.
Oh my
But
God.
just the fact that, you
Yeah.
know, just that, God,
I feel
okay,
So
y'all talk about something else for a minute.
we're
So
gonna
talk
go
about another one.
out here
I'll come
because
back.
and this is Chad. I just want to be clear on that. He prefaced that. This is Chad with the Notebook is his cry movie, and Ben Chester is going to second him on that.
So here's the thing. What it's just, we're talking about scenes though.
Yeah.
What the proposal scene? Because the proposal scenes,
That's
I
a
mean,
tough.
I've heard that was a scene that was going to get you. That's the one that would get you.
Yeah. I'm going to say the saddest, and I think this is the saddest movie scene of all time. But in Green Mile, at the very end, where the big dude's crying and he's telling Boss not to put the thing over his head because he doesn't like.
Mm,
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
that's a tough one.
That,
I
The final scene in A Walk to Remember, where he's talking about the girl dying. That was a sad movie.
I'm not sure that I've seen that.
It's
is
got
that
like
Mandy Moore?
Mandy Moore
Yeah.
and one of those
Oh,
like
I'm not sure I've seen
Three
that.
Kids or somebody. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. What about here's an emotional scene like that where Patrick Swayze says nobody puts baby in a corner.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So Chad has clarified it's the scene where they die together.
There at the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, didn't he like he forgot her but then remembered her or something like that?
Other
Oh
way
man. Yeah,
Other way
whatever.
And then Gooch's hero, brother-in-law here, any movie where a dog dies.
Oh, Ethan will lose it. If a dog dies or gets hurt,
It's over.
Ethan's done.
It's over.
Like, he's done.
Old Yeller,
Uh,
man.
Um,
My girl. When you remember that movie, Macaulay Culkin.
Oh yeah, and
oh yeah.
that the little girl, yeah, and Anna Tomsky. Yeah,
She dies in that movie. That's tough.
it is tough.
I'll tell you. Here's a good one. And in Sweet Home Alabama, it says, "So I can kiss you anytime I want."
Oh,
That's a good scene. So here we actually have that over our bed in our bedroom. We have a painted sign. That's what you do in Alabama. You have wood when people paint stuff on it, and it's over our bed. It says, "So I can kiss you anytime I want or we want." I can't remember what it said. That's a good one. Here's one. If this one don't tear you up, you just need to get off the guy pod, unlock it, unfollow us, unfriend me. The Saving Private Ryan, where at the end when he's dying, he said, "Tell me I was a good man."
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Can you see that?
No
so let
Tell me I was a good man.
doubt.
me tell you the one I picked,
Okay.
and it's not like a chick flick, but it's a very emotional scene, and I tear up and get like chill bumps every time. And it's in Rudy in that last scene
Where he wins.
he goes in for play, and then coach tells him stay in one more play, and then he makes the tackle,
Oh,
and then they're like carrying 45 out on their shoulders, and everything. I mean, and then it pans over to to the wise old janitor, whoever it was that helped him keep the stadium clean and whatnot, and he just starts slow clapping.
he's like 2 claps.
Yeah, two claps. It's just, I mean, it's just look, chill bumps right now.
Yeah.
Man.
How about the scene from Field
Hey,
of Dreams?
Dustin Box. He said Rudy was offside. Yeah.
No, but the scene from Field of Dreams at the very end, so that once everything's built, it's all done, and the players come out, and Kevin Costner walks out, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, want to play catch?"
Yep.
Like, what dude hasn't had like that moment with his dad?
Absolutely.
When he's like,
Man.
"Hey, Dad, want to play catch?" Like,
What about this one? Forrest Gump at the end when he's talking to Jenny at her grave, talking about little Forrest and telling him how smart he is and all that, and then Forrest starts tearing up and crying.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Over with.
There's a
Yeah.
ton of scenes in Forrest Gump that kind of get you in the feels.
For sure.
Yeah, man, that was a good one. That was a good one. Hey, what's that movie? You know, there's a big church in Georgia that made all those movies. You know,
Yeah.
and what's that movie where it's a football movie and the guy's got the other guy on his back and he's like, just keep going, don't stop, and he ends up doing the whole
Giant.
facing the giant.
Yeah. Facing.
Facing the giant.
That scene right there, I can watch that scene and run through a brick wall, man. Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, this is a good one from Chad here. Chad's on fire tonight too.
Not your fault.
It's not your fault. Scene from Goodwill Hunting is so well acted,
Yes.
Mhm.
and I mean, you just believe every bit of it, and the emotions. And when Robin Williams is talking about how his wife painted the picture,
Yes.
in that scene where he's head shrinking old Matt Damon. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just so many scenes in that will slap you right in the field.
Jason Sherfield just put a. Ooh, I forgot about this one. Like this is bringing back. Like I don't know if it's PTSD about it or not. Never ending
Oh.
story when the horse goes in the quicksand.
Artax, man. Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh,
that
Yeah.
Skip, you were married, like second marriage by this point in time when that movie came out, so you probably don't remember it.
much. And you know, speaking of quicksand, one of the funniest scenes, including quicksand, was in Blazing Saddles when Cleavon Little and his sidekick went down in the.
Do you remember Lightning Jack?
Oh yeah.
In the the scene where they're in the alley, he's just like riding a horse. You know, as far as I'm going with it. But that's some good ones. That's some real good ones.
Wow.
I feel like I don't want to talk about sad movies anymore.
Yeah. Okay. I'm on.
And-
We talk about something different.
And yes, Dustin Box, Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms. That was a good movie.
I don't know that movie.
Oh, you got to go watch it.
I don't know that one. Mm-mm. I like Affleck movies. Affleck.
I didn't particularly care for him as Batman.
I liked him as Batman.
It's hard for me to picture anybody as Batman but Adam West and Michael Keaton. I'm sorry.
Will Arnett's the best one. Will Arnett's the best Batman.
Joe said the Phantom's like a mofo. True story. Joe knows where we're going on that.
I don't know Phantoms. What's it about?
This is a running gag in the Kevin Smith universe.
Oh,
It's in almost all of his movies.
Okay, sorry.
Bomb and Phantom.
You referenced Dogma earlier, and that's one that would make a lot of people mad and like get all over a lot of people. But I thought it was brilliant.
Oh, it was brilliantly acted, brilliantly written.
Yeah. Yeah. If you hadn't seen that, you need to watch it.
And,
I'm
and
not sure I've seen Dogma. What's it about again?
it's about these two angels that have found this loophole to get back into heaven after they've been banished forever. But if they get back into heaven, the world as we know it ceases to exist.
You remember Powder?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what it was about. I just remember it was weird. I don't think I've seen Dogma. I have to watch that.
You need to watch Dogma. Dogma's good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Very
Really
cool.
All right, we got some
Cool.
folks over here in the comments. This is your time to ask any questions, guys. Anything you want us to talk about right now before we get into fake news, or
So did we miss anybody's comments that were a dog's life? I never watched a dog's life because I don't know. I just didn't care anything about watching a movie about dogs, but my kids watched that and they were like tore up. So my little brother-in-law, Tasha's little brother, is referencing some movies I never heard of. End of Watch. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't.
and
We covered it.
Mallrats is great. He just referenced it. He says he also tears up in any cameo of Stan Lee now.
Mm.
I can see that.
What other animated movies do we love? I'm gonna tell you the best Disney movie ever. Okay, going on record, the best Disney movie ever is Robin Hood with the fox.
That's a
Robin
good
Hood's the fox.
That is a good movie.
You muted me.
Yeah, dude.
That is a
Hey.
very good one.
Man, and what's the guy's name that sings the he's from Smokey and the Bandit? What's his name?
Jerry Reed.
Jerry Reed sings. Isn't it Jerry Reed that sings? He's the rooster.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's the greatest Disney movie of all time. I know what Adam's gonna say. Toy Story.
What am I going to say?
Toy Story.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
Lion
good one.
King's great. Lion King's great.
Lion King's great.
Have y'all seen the TikTok thing where you play the Lion King theme music? They get like lipstick on their hand. They walk up to somebody and rub it across their forehead. Those are great.
Have not.
I
So
love Roger Miller. It was Roger Miller.
yes, thank you, Dustin. So I'm going to throw it way back on some Disney animation here that you cannot even find anymore
Okay.
because it's been deemed inappropriate. But
What?
when 3-year-old Skip went to the movie down in Russellville, Alabama, I was taken in to see this movie, and I apparently hated it so badly that I stood up in the seat and screamed for everyone, change the channel. And it was absolutely right. Dustin Box hit the nail on the head. It was Song of the South.
Song of the South.
Uncle Remus and Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear and all that. You can't find it anymore. It's been canceled.
Which is funny because they're still, when you go to Splash Mountain, that's the whole story.
Oh yeah.
But like nobody knows where that story comes from.
Right.
I've never seen Song of the South.
And you probably won't be able to find it. Like, you might find an old VHS floating around somewhere. I don't think it's not on Disney Plus that I've been able to find. But yeah. So Song of the South.
That's interesting. I'm hung up on Disney stuff right now. I'm trying to think of some more. Like,
We
I tell you,
Just the one the other day, it just came out, so you hadn't watched it. You need to watch it. And I don't know if it's Pixar. I don't know that it's actually Disney.
same thing.
Is it Onward? Is that the name of it?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we haven't watched that yet.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
And
we're
Good.
talking about that one back up here.
It's got one of those that it gets you. It'll make you tear up a little bit at the end. So it's worth the watch for real.
Okay, we haven't watched it yet.
Bust Out Family Movie Night. Onward is a good one. It's fun.
All right.
I'm
I'm trying to think of some more. I'm trying to remember the ones that I used to like own and stuff when I was little. And I think I've watched Disney's Robin Hood 800 times.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good one. It's a really good one.
I like it. I'm trying to think of a movie that I'm kind of getting nostalgic now. Thinking back on movies that I watched when I was little. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Remember Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
I watched
What a
it
great-
the other day.
what a great movie.
Yeah, I've been watching all the old 80s movies since we've been in quarantine. Ferris Bueller, I've watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Caddyshack, Animal House, all the police academies. They start getting really bad around number 5. But
Yeah.
so much fun. Yeah, Jason Sherfield says they killed the Ferrari when they did the jump. That was also a fake Ferrari. It was a kit car that they made to look like a Ferrari. I'm sure Jason already knew that. We got to get Jason on here. We talked about that last time. We got to bring him on as a guest.
Yeah.
Car.
We need to do it live from his place and show the cool stuff.
Natalie's
Breakfast
favorite
Club.
Disney movie is Mary Poppins. I got a Mary Poppins story too.
Of course you do.
4 or 5-year-old Skip goes to see Mary Poppins at that same theater
Oh, I've heard this one.
and believes that an umbrella will allow you to fly. So I climbed the TV tower on one side of the house with an umbrella, climbed over to the taller side of the house, probably a 15, 20-foot jump, popped that umbrella open, and jumped. And I landed and rolled. So 1,000 wonders I didn't break every bone in my body. Yeah. So fun times.
That's right.
It's kind of dumb.
Anybody that is on one of our watch parties to comment where we can see it on the screen here, you have to go over to the Guy Pod's main feed, and then we can see what you've got. So,
and we're going to need you to do that, or I'm going to need you to do that, because I'm tying Josh Kelly up in fake news tonight, and I'm going to need some help.
Yeah, we're going
so right now, we should go into fake news. So those of you that don't know what fake news is where Skip gives us 3 news stories, and we have to figure out which one's real. And currently, I'm beating Gooch.
You cheated last week, though.
No, I didn't cheat.
You did.
I just picked.
You cheated, though.
How can you cheat when you pick?
I went back and looked at the replay. He made his choice, and then he changed it after you made your choice. So it doesn't matter if he goes first or not. He's just going to do whatever he wants to do.
I didn't lock it in.
Oh, okay.
I didn't lock it in yet. All right.
You answered first tonight. So fake news.
All right. Hit it, Skip.
The fake news.
You are fake news.
So maybe they were fake news.
That is a lot of fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. It's fake news. Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
And it's brought to you by Rivertown Films. For all your creative and video needs, visit www.rivertownfilms.net.
Thanks, Wade.
Thanks, Wade.
Wade is the man.
All right, hit us.
So do we need to explain the rules for any newcomers?
Kind of just did, didn't I?
Yeah, I guess you did.
It's kind of. All right, help us out here.
So we'll be looking for your answers in the comments. We got a couple other people that have jumped in here, so maybe y'all will get some help. You guys ready?
I'm ready. Hey, real quick, Dustin Box said, are y'all man enough to discuss favorite musicals? First of all, I've never watched a musical.
You've never watched Grease?
So that ain't Grease is not a musical.
Grease is a musical.
Okay, keep going, Skip. Fake news. Let's keep going.
I'm man enough to talk about anything on this podcast. All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Hit it.
Story number 1. London's Royal Shakespeare Company to perform Much Ado About Nothing for a single attendee. This is from London, Reuters. One lucky and wealthy attendee will be chosen to attend performances by the Royal Shakespeare Company. To somewhat salvage the April performance season, which had previously been canceled due to COVID-19, the company has announced 12 performances of Shakespeare's $15.99 comedy, Much Ado About Nothing, for the month of April, with a slight twist. One ticket will be sold auction style for each performance, with the starting bid at 100,000 British pounds sterling, or the equivalent of approximately 125,000 US. The fortunate attendee will witness the play performed in the Swan Theatre, which is the smaller of the 2 theaters on the Royal Shakespeare Company's grounds, and dine on a 7-course meal prior to the performance. Bidding for the performance is open now on the company's website.
Okay.
Who in their right mind would pay $125,000?
I don't know. Those British folks will do strange things, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, here, I look at that and I think of, okay, Kevin Smith's going to do a live action thing. One ticket's going to be sold. Skip's a millionaire. He would 100% pay $125,000 to watch. If that's your thing,
yeah,
you know that might be a And here's the thing: if you can afford $125,000 ticket to something like that,
Then you just do it.
why not?
It's
Why
just-
would you not?
I think it's just a baller move at that point.
I mean, I think it's kind of like I would be posting selfies in there. What's up, guys? By myself. All right, go ahead.
All right. So that was story number 1. Story number 2. You ready?
Hit it.
Russian theater performing for one spectator at a time.
Are you kidding me? You're a piece of crap. All right.
This is from Moscow.
Oh my God.
Usually it's the artist for whom a solo is the ultimate prize. Now it is the audience. Starting this month, Russia's Perm Opera and Ballet Theater will stream its performances online and allow just one spectator in the theater to watch in person. Called the One-on-One, the project is designed to create a new kind of interaction with the public at a time when a growing number of coronavirus cases are limiting outings and gatherings. We are ready to hold performances for one person because in the end, one spectator has the same value as a full house, said the theater's principal stage director, Marat Gatsalov. I can't say Russian names, sorry. Marat, I don't know. MG.
Okay.
God, I hate you so much right now.
Russians also do crazy things. So Russians and British people.
Well, guess what number 3 is going to be? I'm going to say this one's in Italy.
Italy?
Or
Okay.
it'll either be Italy or Paris.
Wrong.
Story 3.
Did you say story 3 or strike 3?
No, sorry. Give us number 3.
Story 3, Taiwanese baseball teams playing for one fan at a time.
I hate you. Oh my God.
This is from the AP out of Taiwan. While other nations have canceled sporting events for the foreseeable future due to the COVID-19 outbreak, the country has decided to buck the trend and hold games. Taiwan launched its baseball season with the opening game taking place between the Rakuten Monkeys and China Trust Brothers, with only one fan in the stadium. To ensure the economic health of ball clubs, tickets were sold as normal, with the additional caveat that only one fan would be chosen by lottery to attend the game, and the remaining ticket holders would be privy to a private live stream of the game. Monkeys general manager Justin Liu told the Associated Press that to inhibit the spread of COVID-19, the players from all Taiwanese teams are being kept in dormitory-style housing, and their travels are limited to the 17 ballparks within Taiwan. In the season opener, the Monkeys took the Brothers 8-7 in 11 innings.
See, that story, though, so I can actually see charging for streams, and then you just get a random draw that you might be the person that actually gets to go see it live.
First of all, I'd like to point out that Skip is not my favorite person right now. Because what he did was, one of these are true, obviously, and then he wrote the other two to sound like they're true.
So
here's where my brain is, and I want to tell you something. Fake news has got the comments are quiet right now, which is
Not
par for
helping.
the course. The fake news has actually gotten weird, because now Skip's actually writing articles and he's trying to throw us off. Right now, I'm thinking the Taiwan baseball. I'm leaning towards that being true.
So Josh Mitchell has thrown. I know Taiwan has been playing baseball with a stadium packed with mannequins. That's interesting. So I don't know. Maybe it's mannequins and one dude.
You just got to yell real loud.
I am.
Nobody else is giving y'all any help.
No.
What are you thinking, Adam?
I'm not giving any answers until you give an answer. And you lock it in.
And you locked that sucker.
Is this a thing now? We're going back and forth on who locks the answers?
Basically, yes.
I mean, right now, I'm thinking, so the Moscow part was a little too much elaborately written. So I'm kind of thinking that's fake news. The London one, I could see it was very oddly specific in a lot of ways. I think I'm leaning towards Taiwan baseball. That's what I'm leaning towards.
Are you locking that in? Because Gooch is not going to say a word.
Well, you've got to at least talk about what you're thinking.
Okay, so
This
I'll change my mind.
Gooch. Point out, Gooch has the chance to catch up.
I do.
Should I get y'all to privately message me your answers?
No, I'll pick first. I'll pick first.
All right.
I agree on the odds specifics of the other two. I think all three could absolutely be true, and that's
I agree with that.
every single week.
Mm-hmm.
I think the British one, I think it's too specific. I think like nobody's going to pay that for one to be the only person to see a show that they could see before and after this for way less than that. So I think it's going to be Russia or Taiwan. It makes more sense to me that it would be baseball, but I'm a baseball guy. So
I'm going with Taiwan. I'm locking my answer in as Taiwan is true.
okay.
So do you keep your -1 here, or do you take a chance on tying it up,
So
or do you take a chance on going down 2?
oh,
Because
man.
there's 3 options here. You can, if I'm wrong and you're right, we're even.
We're even.
And
If I'm right,
yes, Dustin Box, we're trying to pick out which story is real.
if I'm right and you're wrong, I'm up by 2.
Which that's tough to come back.
Or if we're both wrong, we're
Yep.
level and you're still down by 1.
See, the one thing that I didn't want to say because I didn't want to flip you, the only thing that catches me about the Moscow story is that there was a name in there that Skip couldn't pronounce. And I don't know if that was Skip just acting like he put a fake Russian name in so that he couldn't pronounce it, or if that's really the person's name and he just couldn't pronounce it.
Who knows?
Um,
Like, that became such a non-issue for me after he did that, because I'm like, he's making that up. I can see the twinkle in his eyes.
Dustin Box says that Russia's real. Chad's pulling for. I'm going Russia's real. Final answer.
Okay, so we have locked in Josh Kelly with
Taiwan.
and we have locked in Adam Gooch with Russia.
Yes.
All right, so those are locked in. Anybody else over in the comments section want to throw out some possibilities, or are we ready to roll? Just give me just a second.
I feel way too much pressure, and this. It's stupid that I'm actually like this nervous about this.
This is ridiculous.
I don't think we're going to get any more help from
The Peanut Gallery?
the Peanut Gallery.
All right, hit us with it.
Congratulations, Adam Gooch.
Oh!
That is absolutely true. Yeah. So they're going to do the ballet for one person.
What?
The other 2 are made up, and absolutely the Taiwanese altered that from the fact that there is a story out there that is absolutely real, that they are they've got the whole place lined with mannequins, cardboard cutouts, and to make it look like there are actually people in the stadium.
See, I think that that's a little unfair that you took a real article. I accept that we're tied now. I'm fine. That's cool. But like that you altered a 98% of a real story to make it fake. I mean 2% and 98% of it was real, but 2% of it was fake in this.
No, most all of what I wrote about the Taiwanese ball team was fake.
Because I was basing it on them playing baseball.
But yeah, they do baseball.
I mean, the Moscow one, I knew that British was fake, but the Moscow one I was torn on.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. If I'd picked Moscow, you would have picked Taiwan.
I would have. You're right.
Yeah. You have to. You have to. At this point, where we're at, and me having the lead for as long as I did, you needed to pick against me.
I had no choice.
I honestly thought both of y'all were going to pick the Shakespeare one because to me that one seemed like it made the most sense because those rich people over there that go to the theater, I figured y'all'd run down that rabbit hole, but
Right.
Well, that's why we didn't pick it because it made too much sense.
yeah.
Whew.
We're
All right.
even.
All
We're back tied up. Man,
Love it.
that was a good one, Skip.
That was a good one.
I worked hard on that one,
That was a good one.
and
To Fox, thank you. He's the only person to help me in the comments. So
yes,
we're back even.
so
And-
lots of fun on that one. Lots. Of
Yep.
fun. So how
Awesome.
about you guys? Good week, good show. Thank you
Well,
guys for tuning in. That's all for us this week. We thank you so much for listening to us.
Absolutely, guys. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at The Guy Pod. That's TheGuyPod. Also, go and subscribe to us at iTunes. Share this. Tell your friends about it. All the above. And you can find us directly at www.theguypod.com or listen to us and find us wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yep. We are always looking for stories. We're always looking for show ideas, things we can do. So if you've got questions for us, comments, if you just do have questions about how you can become a sponsor of the Guy Pod, we've mentioned that a few times. We do take sponsors. We've got some great ones. We'd love to talk to you about that. You can contact us at therealguypod@gmail.com. That's therealguypod@gmail.com. And we will either use your ideas on air. We'll answer your questions. We can get you some info on advertising, whatever the case may be. But we really appreciate it, guys. So that's it for this episode of the Guy Pod. So for Josh Kelly and Skip Nichols, I'm Adam Gooch. And remember,
When you're in over your head,
The first thing to do is close your mouth.
Thank you.